And the only reason I support aborting a black child when it comes to it being male is because when I look at the black community and the problems in it, it's associated with males and male pathology.
Not only is she poisoning the women that's listening to her, plenty of young girls watching, listening, and hearing this that she's poisoning. And then you got to be concerned about when she has a daughter and she's using that same manipulation or that training on that young lady. But we don't speak on the deadbeat mother. We don't speak on how much women neglect their roles as mothers.
So she's absolutely right. We often let our society get away with men being the butt of everything. The reason why society is failing is because of men. The reason relationships are failing is because of men. Really, reason dating is in the state it is because of men. To the point where we completely ignore misandry. Like that word wasn't even in the lexicon, 5 years ago. People didn't understand what that meant. It became so accepted to think that men are the problem that when we hear these things that we cancel people for, that we make them lose their platforms, that we shun them to the ends of the earth and they no longer viable for society, we let women get away with, you know? But why? Right? For such a long time. And this is when I'm always gonna first go back to men. I'm always going to say first, like, well, we allowed a lot of this behavior to just sort of exist, to continue. We condoned it with our silence instead of saying, okay, when you talk like this, when you espouse these beliefs, we literally have to treat you like cancer. We have to excise you from the larger organism and cut you away. I think some people are so far into their trauma that they can't be redeemed through normal means. If they don't go and seek the resolutions on their own, there's nothing that we can do to solve these things. And as men, we have to learn that because and generationally, we were quiet, we have to now sort of vote with our legs. When you will come across women that believe this type of thing, leave it alone. Just absolutely leave it alone. So before we continue, guys, continue to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. I'm doing my best to still stay engaged with you guys, but work demands are work demands. But we're still going to keep to the schedule 2 videos a day. And if you count shorts, then it's 4 videos a day, right? It makes you feel a little bit better. But yeah, let's run this one back and see what we can pick apart again.
And the only reason I support aborting a black child when it comes to it being male is because when I look at the black community and the problems in it, it's associated with males and male.
So again, this puts all the onus on men. That the problems in the male community are because of men, but we understand that our communities are largely run matriarchally. You have a single mom who's raising these same boys. So instead of looking at it and saying, well, the environment plays a part, the lack of fatherhood plays a part, and then the rest, yeah, I play a part. If you are traumatized, if you are steeped in that miasma of trauma, what do you think you do if that miasma exists in the home? This gaseous, nebulous sort of toxicity exists in the home, and you live and breathe it every single day. Then your child and yourself, you open up your phone, and social media blasts you with the same thing. You watch a movie together. You watch pick a Tyler Perry movie. You're always going to find some man doing some woman wrong. We set that aside. We're just leaving that relationally, right? Then when we just look at how society purports and reports how violent male behavior is, how men are basically the root cause of all evil. Black men, because in our same community, we'll see the divestors and the swirlers and the people saying, "I'm no longer dealing with black men, black women," and all of a sudden, the another race is the answer. Completely leaving, trying to exonerate themselves from having any type of hand in raising these black boys, in raising these children. When we as a society have tried to uplift women, and I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to you making the playing field equal, but you do that by actually uplifting women. You don't do it by cutting off the legs of men to decrease the gap. When we've done that, we've ignored boys. We've told them the same things we've told them generationally, that Just produce. Produce. That's the only thing. If you don't do this, you're not a real man. We're saying this from people that did not know their father. This is, again, genderless, men and women, that did not know their father. Society is raising boys, and it's raising them to the lowest common denominator that it believes you are. I can't tell you how many times in my life I've I've interacted with people of other races, specifically white, and they say, you're so eloquent. You're not like fill in the gap, right? Again, let's try to keep this PC because my mom might check this out. So when I hear that, my rejoinder is always like, I'm not special in that regard. I can pull up my phone and have 10, 20 people here that are of my same level in esteem that have done amazing things. That's why this is the type of circle I'm around. But when we are always categorized by the worst of us, then we don't really stand a chance in the larger media. Why is this important? Because when we now internalize these ideas and these notions, and we're the ones now purporting that, we're the ones saying, as this is a black woman talking about, yeah, I support you aborting a black baby. We are now the jailers. If you part of the people that subscribe to that really believe that the white man has his thumb on the scale and is oppressing your daily activity, I got news for you. A lot of the oppression is self-inflicted. We're doing it to ourselves. And I'm not saying that racism and discrimination doesn't exist. It's a real thing. But to the point that you think that it's such a heavy involvement, the ball has already been rolled down the hill. The die has already been cast. And right now, the best way to keep you in place is to just let you keep each other in place. This sort of notion, instead of saying, I am espousing this misogynistic comments, I should go and say, you know what? That is so wild, so out there. Even if I'm believing that all the problems in the black community are because of black males, it takes nothing to hold up a mirror to yourself and saying, did I have a hand in that? Do I know people that have a hand in that? In fact, why not I try to look for a solution instead of giving out a solution that's one based in fear, that's based in trauma? Anyone that's purporting that, yeah, supporting that you should abandon this group of people, innocent children, innocent babies, because they're just going to be an awful black person. They're just going to be another awful black man. It says nothing about your own accountability. It says nothing to say, yeah, you know what? The cycle stops with me. The cycle stops with me. I'm going to raise someone in the healthiest way I can imagine. And that may be it being with a man. We know the studies, we've seen the data. Yeah, two-parent households is where it is. You want your child to have the best sort of probable outcome, especially males, two-parent household it is. So if that's the goal, if I want to raise healthy children, the first thing I need to do is be healthy myself. You can't ever purport to be healthy when this is what you're saying for the internet to hear. For I think she called into Cynthia G show to say this, and we just let that misandry slide. I think it's time that we stop. Sometimes when you hear these things, stop it, full stop, and say, no, that can't be the way. That can't be the way. If that's what you're doing in your life, I can't stop you, can't tell you what to do. This is still America, but I can tell you that's wrong. I can tell you I don't support that sort of nonsense, that sort of behavior. If that's what you're doing, I pray for you and whatever trials and tribulations you're going through. But that ain't the way. That's just not the way. Guys, if you feel me on this, let me know in the comment section. If you think I'm off base, also let me know in the comment section. I always enjoy actually interacting with you guys. And I'm trying to make more and more time to do that, but my work schedule is my work schedule right now. But again, 2 videos a day. Let's keep that going.